Patricia?
The red jumped out at me.
I may.
And me.
Oh,
You know,
Debbie.
it's bright, that red is the brightest for me right now too, all the rest
Yeah.
are, okay,
Well,
well.
I think it's red for me too.
Uh,
But it's relationships and relationships and the realization of who we are.
Sure.
I don't know. It just I didn't expect to come to the class and have this happen, but I'm just kind of overwhelmed with emotion.
Yeah, well, Jane, you know, like I said, let us support you in a gentle series.
Okay. I really appreciate that, everybody. I think I've just been kind of carrying on with everything
Yeah, no,
up to this point, and
no.
I know how caring you are, and it just, yeah. So, maybe, well, let's start with our brain buttons.
Okay.
And then let's do the integrated movements for fire, starting with bonding. You can look to one side, and then when you're ready to switch to the other side, and then we can move on to the give and take from the heart. Uh, 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 uh,
Uh, uh, uh, um,
uh, uh,
uh,
uh, uh, uh, uh, uh, uh, uh. And then there's the movement for harmony. So rotating around our center. Feeling your feet and making contact with the earth, rotating around your central axis. And when you're ready, come to a pause and then reverse directions. I'm in the right place at the right time and in tune with the flow of life. And let's go to our feet. Starting on the ball of the foot. I was just thinking this morning how the last conversation I had with Greg was to ask him about the kidney 1 point on the base of the foot. And he also told me about how the area of the heel and the ball of the foot are very much involved with proprioception. There's a direct connection from there to the brain. And those were the, and I told him, see, Greg, that's why I wish you would start teaching again. He knew so much from the muscular skeletal system right down to the way the minute structures of the cells work, the cells of our body. And the other energy levels of the body, the chakras, the astral body, all that stuff. He had vast knowledge. So let's give that A1 point a nice rub. And then maybe thinking of spreading out across the ball of the foot as well. If I understood him correctly, this supports the proprioception of the foot. And then let's do our toe wiggles. Doing each pair consecutively. I do alternate circles one direction and the other, but that's my brain gym figure 8 thing. But the idea is just to get them separating, get some space in there. And then a little bit of the same thing at the metatarsal level. This is not easy to do, but it's just trying to loosen up those bones in a way.
Okay.
You know, I mean, they would be, no, they wouldn't, but it's just to gain some space there.
Are you talking about the long bones on top of the foot?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we stroke between those bones for our gaits. And here's another thing that the gyrokinesis person taught me was to take your hand around your heel and just like pull out whatever you want to get rid of, just toss it away.
Okay. Nice.
And then also rotating the foot, but you know, we've done foot ankle rotations, but in this case, let your foot do it. Just let your foot go limp and allow your hand to just loosen it up. Can your ankle be loose and easy? And just let your, like when a massage therapist says, let go, let me do it, you know? And then let's do some massage of the calf. And we can press the heel away, stretching the calf muscle. And then feeling along the shin, along the front, pointing the toes. Again, now you're stretching the muscles of the shin. And last of all, here's a stretch for the piriformis. If you're comfortable, if you're okay with this position, we're just going to stretch the top of our head tall toward the ceiling and then lay our pelvis forward on our thighs as far as you can go to feel that stretch. And when you've reached a point where you feel some stretch, but it's not painful, you can then let your head drop, which means you may want to come up a little bit because it's going to increase the stretch. So if it's too much, just pull back from your thighs. And then let's roll up. You know what I mean? Rolling up from the belly all the way through the rib cage up to the top of the head. And let's put that foot down and let's just take a walk around our chair and then we'll do the other foot. Squishing the floor with your feet. So we're kind of adding, if you like, besides pulling the length way to do the lengthening, pulling out along the ball of the foot from the K1 point. And then we have our toe wiggles. I find as I have been doing this more frequently, the toe wiggles is something new for me. I do feel more aware of my toes with whatever I'm doing. And when you've done your toes, then you can go to the metatarsals. Wiggling those bones. And then the gates. And then doing the heel pull. And then some passive ankle rotation. Working with the calf. And the shin. Lengthening now the front of the leg when we work with the shin. So the toes go away from the knee to lengthen those muscles. Did we do passive ankle rolling on this foot?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's take our walk around the chair.
On the gate points.
And we're going to let's do some figure eights today. So we have those two sits bones, right? Philip got banished when we had guests over. So we've got our two sits bones here under our pelvis, right?
Mhm.
So a wonderful image that I heard was like out of those sits bones, you're growing two reeds of bamboo, and we're just going to circle around one bamboo, and then we're going to circle around the other bamboo. And then maybe we can take that up to the belly or the seed center. Imagine the seed center, the center of the pelvis is rolling around that reed. And then the diaphragm, which is attached to the underside of the lower ribs. Imagine that rolling around the reed. And then from the level of the heart, imagine your heart is circling around one reed and then the other reed. At your own speed. And maybe at the level of the head. Maybe your nose. Or one eyeball could roll around, and then the other eyeball could roll around the reed. And then let's drop back down to the heart. Oh, let's do shoulders this time. Let's do shoulders rolling around. One shoulder rolling around, the other shoulder rolling around. Maybe your shoulder blades. And then we'll drop down and do one at each level, or one side at the heart level. And then one now at the diaphragm again. And then one at the belly. And then one last one, just the whole body as one piece. Okay. Back in the center. Let's stand up. And let's do our owl. Ooh. 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 So this is the French way, doing little. Ooh. 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 And then the French way also includes going like looking all the way up and then all the way down again. Ooh. 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 Okay. One shoulder. Let's try the other one. Ooh. 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 And we can do the French circle. Ooh. 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 One more set. Feel the surfaces of your feet on the floor. Ooh. 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 That's where the support comes from for your spine. Ooh. 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 And your shoulders are just hanging from your spine, supported by the ground. Ooh. 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 Let's shake that out a bit. And let's reach up away from the soles of our feet, fingertips reaching for the stars. Inhale up. how much space can you create between your fingertips and the soles of your feet? And then let them drip down to the floor. And press into the floor with both your palms and the soles of your feet. And reach your spine as far away. Create some length along the back side. And then back up. Reaching your fingertips to the stars. And your feet deep into Mother Earth. And let your fingers drip down to the ground. Press into the ground. Arch your spine up toward the heavens. And back. Up one more time. Reach up as high as you can, and this time just let your shoulder blades drop down and make as much space as you can between your shoulders and your ears. Let your hands drop down. And let's go to the floor. But I'm going to show you, we're going to do something we haven't done for a long time, so just watch me first. So once we get onto our hands and knees, we'll do some stuff on our backs first. But we're going to do the sequence from the cat-cow, where we add to this movement the exhalation, bringing the knee to your nose, stretching the leg way back, away from you. Bring your knees to your nose and down. And then we will add the situation where when we do it, we're going to take one hand to touch the knee. We're going to reach out and find our balance on this knee and this hand, and then back, touch your knee. So we're going to be doing our cross crawl on all fours today, finding that balance. So, if you wobble around and you have to put your hand, that's fine. We haven't done this for a while, just to play with that and find that coordination, okay? But first we'll do our work on the back. So coming into constructive rest on the ground, and I'll talk you through everything as usual. Just let your feet drop to the floor wherever gravity takes them. And wiggle your toes. Allow them to spread out on the floor. Notice what parts of your body are touching the floor. And just breathe for a moment and notice if there's any tension in your body that you can release. And just let the earth take that tension. And it's going to compost it into energy for other purposes. So once again, this is a position in which our bones can be balanced, and gravity will support this shape on the ground. We don't have to hold ourselves. With each exhalation, see what you can release, allowing the earth to hold you, the ground to support you, the floor, whatever it is. Just yield into gravity. And then we're going to take a slow roll of our head to one side pausing when we meet any resistance, taking a breath, seeing what we can release, seeing if we can roll further. And if we can't, that's just fine, just breathe. Maybe just noticing if there's tension somewhere else in the body, like maybe in your hips, or your thighs, even your shoulders, wherever you can release. And then you're going to roll back toward the center and over to the other side. I usually have to adjust my head. Again, pausing where you meet resistance, taking a breath. As the air flows out, notice what wants to release with the breath. Just breathe that tension out of the body. See if you can rotate any further. And then roll your head back till your nose is facing the ceiling. Adjust if you need to, and then just take micro rolls from side to side, as if you're saying, no, 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 no. And then starting from the center of the back between the shoulder blades, imagine those shoulder blades are reaching out to the side. The whole arms are reaching out to the side, and the fingertips are starting to grow upwards, just like the shoots of a plant growing up. Meanwhile, the elbows are reaching wider and wider, pulling the shoulder blades apart, creating a lot of width in the back. And the fingertips continue to grow upwards, and they start to reach toward one another, still keeping that breath. Can you feel the width across the front of your upper chest? Release the back of your neck long on the floor. You can take a couple little rolls with your head if necessary. You don't need to use your head to do this movement. The arms are doing it. And when the fingertips reach towards each other, then let's just open the arms out again, starting reaching out from the elbows, broadening across the front of the shoulders, reaching the wrists out to the side now. Fingertips are still curving up toward the ceiling. And hover your upper arms just above the floor. This is this natural position that's used in a lot of dance forms. It's how we would start to approach someone to hug them. It's your natural side position of the arms, kind of curving forward. And then roll those arms down onto the floor. And maybe your arms are actually longer than they were. Now we're going to take the fingertips up to the ceiling and do our little rotation. So reaching the fingers for the stars, rotate the fingers around in little circles. Feel the weight of the arms dropping into the shoulders. Make any adjustments you need to. And come to a pause and then reverse the direction of the circles. So feeling the weight of those arm bones, we're now going to, with the palms are facing one another, but we're now going to stretch those arms. Okay, I'm going to start again. Imagine the fingers are now going to trace 2 arcs as your arms open to the side. Now the arms are straight, and we're feeling the arms getting heavier and heavier. So you're reaching out, 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 out. Don't pull in. Reach out, 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 out with your fingers, creating length. But the arms are getting heavier and heavier and heavier until finally they reach the ground. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's move our attention to the, let's see what, I can't see the time. Okay. We are going to not do our arm circles today. We are instead going to work with our thigh flexion. So let's flex the right thigh toward the chest. Embrace your right knee with your fingers and allow the weight of your hands just to gently press the thigh toward the chest. And then allow your left foot to slide along the floor, long away from you, feeling the lengthening along the front of the hip. Press the heel away from you, maximum distance from your left heel to your right knee. Maybe you even want to pull the right knee a little further toward your chest and reach the left heel a little further away. And then slide the left heel back up with your chest. Drop the right foot to the floor and embrace your left foot with your fingers. Your left knee with your fingers. Yeah, your left knee. Okay, allowing the weight of the arms to
It's all right now. That lesson's been cancelled.
press the knee towards the chest. And then you're
Yeah.
going to slide the right foot along the floor, along the floor, feeling the length in the front of the right hip. Then press the heel away from you, slides on the floor. Feel the length from the right foot to the left knee, pressing the left knee closer to your chest. Take a deep breath
Thanks very much.
and
Okay.
slide the foot back up and drop both feet to the floor. Now we'll do that all in movement without our hands. So starting with the right thigh, fold the right thigh to the chest, slide the right foot out on the floor, press the heel away from you, continue an arc up toward the ceiling, pressing the sole of the foot up toward the ceiling, lower it slowly back down to the floor, feeling the weight of it increase as you lower it, then slide the foot back up, knee comes toward your chest, and drop the foot down, other foot. Crease and slide the foot on the floor, press the heel away from you, arc up toward the ceiling, press the sole of the foot toward the ceiling, lower the heel slowly toward the ground, reaching the leg long, long, long away from you as it gets heavier, and then knee folds in toward the chest, drop the foot back to the floor, other foot, crease and slide, press the heel away from you, arc up. Press the foot toward the ceiling, then slowly lower it down to the floor and crease the thigh and drop the foot. Other side, crease, slide, press the heel away from you, arc up to the ceiling. Press the sole of the foot to the ceiling. Lower slowly to the ground. And then crease and drop the foot down. We're going to roll over onto our sides and come onto all fours. We're going to start with a simple
cat cow, using our breath, our exhalation as the spine curves, tailbone and crown of the head reaching toward the floor. Reverse as you inhale, tail and crown of the head reaching toward the ceiling, pressing both palms into the floor. Reverse, exhale, in. And then inhale. Exhale, tailbone and crown of the head to the floor. Inhale, crown and tailbone toward the ceiling. Now pick up your left knee, bring your knee toward your nose, then arch, head and toe toward the ceiling, curve, come back, knee to your nose, and drop it to the floor. I'm going to use the words camel and cat just because I was confused which one was which. Okay. So the camel is when our spine goes up toward the ceiling, and the cat, I'm going to say, is when the crown and the tail go up toward the ceiling. Okay. So we're now going to do it on the other side. So camel, knee to your nose, and cat, head and foot toward the ceiling. Camel as your knee comes to your nose, and place your knee back down. And camel, spine curves up toward the ceiling, knee to your nose. Cat, arching, stretching your toe away from your body. Camel, knee to your nose. Place your knee back on the ground. Other side. Camel, knee to your nose. Cat, stretch your toe way behind you. Camel, knee to your nose. Place it back down. Now, if you're ready and want to, pick up your right hand as your left knee comes up, touch your knee, reach your arm in front as your tail reaches way behind, reach your hand back to your knee, and place your hand on the floor. Left hand to your right knee. Stretch your arm forward away from your leg. Hand comes back to your knee, back to the floor. Twice more. Right hand to your left knee. Stretch your right hand way forward as the toe goes back, knee to your hand, and place back on the floor. Other side. Left hand to right knee. Reach out in space. Curl back to your center and back to the floor. Tuck your toes under, come into downward dog, and press your palms into the floor. Release your neck. Reach your hip joints and tail toward back and up. So away from you on a diagonal, away from your palms. Press your heels toward the ground, and let's do some treads. Press the right heel to the ground, left knee releases. Press the left heel to the ground, right knee releases. And you may feel more pressure on one hand as the other, as if you feel that cross-lateral connection. So as you press your left heel to the ground, right palm presses in. Right heel to the ground, left palm presses. And then we're going to walk towards our hands, and then walk our hands back the rest of the way to our feet. And leaving the knees relaxed, we're going to roll slowly up. tailbone reaching to the floor. Setting each vertebra of our spine on top of each other like building a tower of blocks. Rolling up, 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 up. Last to come upright is our head. Feeling that spot, if you want to touch it, G20, GB20 above your ears. Feeling that, reaching for the stars. Soles of the feet reaching into the ground. And let's just do for a moment our arch for inner direction. I oftentimes feel after a lot of that forward bending, I really want to do this movement. So this is where we're going to keep our connection of our feet into the ground, leaving our knees kind of loose. And we're going to arch the whole body, stretching like we want to make a big stretch on the front of our body, like arching a bow. Inhaling and then exhaling, come back to vertical, find a vertical position, and then again arch. Using our toes to support us, really stretching that length between the head and the soles of the feet, but we want to feel more stretch on the front of the body. We don't want to feel any pressure in our lumbar spine. It's all about the length on the front of our body, especially our hips. Okay, if you should feel no pain in your back. Don't allow that to happen. Okay, here we go. Let's just do one shoulder shrug. Yes, water. Thank you, Marietta. Yes, we haven't had any water during class. Okay. So here we go. We'll just do one shoulder shrug and then we'll go into the sequence. So shoulder shrug up, press as you inhale, exhale, shoulder blades down, keep the shoulder blades down, reach the arms out to the side. That same position we were on the floor. Now, can you feel that curve, that gentle curve of the arms around, stretching between the shoulder blades and also across here, across the front of our shoulders, and drop the arms down. And now we'll start. And open the palms up, reach for the stars, and bring it back down to the earth. Open the palms, fingers curve around, gather in, and press down to the earth. Rotate the arms outward, fingertips curve around, up and press back down to the earth, going into the first movement, the creasing. Knees forward, heels back. One more and then we'll shift our weight. And back to 2 feet, 2 times in the center. Toes stretching forward on the floor. Shift our weight. Back to center. Arms come up to our turtle dove tail and open out and gather in. I have to get my glasses.
We're going to step to the side and reach up over the top into the rainbow. Scooping up and around as if our fingertips were tracing a rainbow over our head. Scoop up all that energy and drop it down into our head, maybe. Allow the arm to reach long. Really hangs from that shoulder and then it scoops out into space. Never losing our connection with the earth. And now we're going to step back together and our arms are going to come up. Feeling that energy coming up all the way our center axis from the earth all the way up through the top of our head. And transition to sagittal rainbows. Reaching out from our heart as we gather around from the back. Keeping that relation of our feet to the earth, feeling how using the pressure on the ground can support this rotation. We're still gathering in, spreading out. We're going to bring that arm around to meet the other one, and we come up over the top, dripping down. We've got bluebells now, and it's wonderful. They do this. They hang from their stems. And we have a sunflower on our balcony, and it does this. Open up to the sun, wherever the sun is. So you can be a sunflower and a bluebell. One more. And now we reach out to one side, scoop up to the other. Scoop. Scoop. Last one, and step out to reach for the moon. Last one. And press across. Across. And you feel you're pressing away from your kidney in the stretch from one kidney out through the palm and the other. Last one. And palm facing you. And let's reach out onto the diagonal, pressing forward from the heel, pressing back from the toes. More bluebells and sunflowers. Last one, change feet. Change feet. Pushing waves. Change feet. Change feet. Change feet. Coming in for the punches. Flying geese. Arms come up. And 4 times around. Really press your feet into the ground every time you come up. And then on the other side. Open the arms for our cross crawls. And changing. And double. Bouncing the ball. And changing. And rising. Now let's come up to the level of the heart. And now all the way up to the crown. And then circle around. And there we are.
Dana, does
Yeah.
it really matter when we are doing the one that goes like with our hands this way and this way? Where are our palms? At what place do our palms be?
Okay, so as you turn to the right, you're looking at your right palm and the other one turns away. As that palm turns away as you turn towards your other palm.
Thank you. I was doing it correctly. Thank you.
Okay, so the hands are doing this. And you're always going towards your palm. I always think it's like I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking in the mirror.
It's exactly what we call yoga. It's looking into the mirror.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
cool.
Mhm. Are we
Well-
going to see the colors of the circles again?
Pardon?
Are we
Oh,
going to see the
thank you, Marietta. You guys, you're taking care of me today. I appreciate it.
100%.
Balanced, yeah.
Balance, yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Patricia, are they balanced?
Balance. Thank you.
Lovely. Ah,
Wonderful.
there you are.
How are they for you?
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you for this class, Dana, and we'll carry you with our thoughts.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
There is a memorial service, a celebration of life for Greg, Patricia. I can send you a link to the notice about it
I'm
if you,
connected with it, so I'm good.
okay. Okay,
Next week, everybody.
yes, have a good week, everybody.
Great class. Thanks very much. See you next week.
You're so welcome.